What's up guys, Andy Forest Team Runner here and welcome back to another video, and today I'm giving you guys my first impressions of the Nike Pegasus Turbo Next Nature. Just over 9 miles complete for the first run in this shoe. Warm up, cool down, and 8 by 3 minutes on with 45 seconds recovery. A controlled threshold session and a great way to test out what is meant to be a new Nike speed shoe. Great for those tempo days, great for those faster days. We're going to be discussing all of that today, and of course, as always, going through all the technical information that you will need to know on this shoe. If you're excited for my thoughts today, please do give this video a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and we'll start with the tech. So we'll kickstart by saying I went true to size in this shoe, UK size 13. In terms of stack heights, it's a little bit unknown. Nike haven't divulged what that is. We believe it's a 10mm heel to toe drop like the other turbo shoes, but in terms of exact millimeters in the heel and the toe, not sure. If we ever find out, we'll make sure we'll drop a comment below and pin it. And in my UK size 13, it comes in at 336 grams or 11.8 ounces. So let's start at the back of the shoe and work our way down across the tongue, the lacing, the upper, the midsole, and then move our attention to this outsole. So the first thing I want to say about this shoe is it's very much Flyknit heavy. There's a lot of Flyknit going on here, and there's different densities, thicknesses, different weaves being used in and around this shoe for different purposes. We'll talk all about that shortly, but let's start at the back here, and you can see we have a bit of flex in the heel counter, but not too much. I'm having to push quite firmly there, so it does give some kind of structure, some rigidity, and if I run my finger, there is kind of that, it kind of goes all the way up here, but there is a kind of groove that I can feel that runs down there and down there, which is kind of the heel cup. Whether there's a heel cup in there or if it's really dense Flyknit, I'm not 100% sure, but it's something to give you some good structure back there. That coupled with the sock liner on the inside with this super squishy cushion around just under the ankle bone is absolutely phenomenal. It provides such a good slip-in feel when you put your foot in there. And again, the piece de resistance with this thing is the tongue. It is attached to the side panels of the flywire. I don't know if you can see that. I'll hopefully put some overlay footage up there, but you put your finger in here, you pull that back, slide your foot in, and it is brilliant. And unlike the Alphafly version 2, you don't struggle to get your foot into these. So in terms of this whole back section, it's an extremely comfortable shoe. In terms of the lacing, it's using flywire down the sides here and here, but we do have a standard eyelet at the top, and I just kind of feel that's a good move because I think flywire can sometimes overstretch and over time become a little bit looser and slacken, so you're permanently kind of retightening. I was pleased to say that on the run I didn't have any issues with the laces loosening. I didn't have any issues with any of that. It was all great, and I feel this top eyelet just gives it a little bit of security. Good lockdown feel from the back to the front. As you can see, this tongue, this part here up to around here, this Flyknit here is very stretchy, and that's to allow you to pull the tongue up and slide your foot in. This bottom panel here is a thicker, denser weave, and then this attaches to this side panel and this side panel. The two side panels are there to give you a really good lockdown and sort of hug your foot kind of feel, and then this section, this panel down the middle, really allows you to cinch up the laces and wrap it over the top of the foot. So overall, you get a really nice kind of slide-in booty style feel to this shoe. Very comfortable, and I have to say, looks very good too. In terms of the midsole, we've got two things going on here. We've got recycled Zoom X being used for the majority of the midsole, and then there's a U-shaped casing starting here, running down the bottom here and coming back up the other side. And that's the SR02 foam that we've seen in a lot of Nike shoes lately, especially the Zoom Fly 5 that I've been using, testing and using now. And that's just encapsulating the recycled Zoom X in there, assuming that it's to give a bit more durability, not 100% sure, but it's holding everything together there. And finally, on the outsole, we have some waffle style tread being used at the top and at the bottom, and in the middle here we have some exposed SR02 foam. Now, in terms of the tread on my session tonight, I have to say the grip was very, very impressive on the shoe, and that is it for the tech. So here we go, let's dive into my first impressions of this shoe. How did I find it and how was that first run? Well, let's talk about how Nike have marketed this shoe. It's to be a speed day shoe, it's to be something fast for you to use in your tempo runs, for you to use in kind of your interval days really, to use on those faster days when you were looking to pick up the pace. So that's exactly how I tested it today with that 8 by 3 minutes with 45 seconds recovery, just a controlled threshold effort out there on the concrete today. And I feel there was a few things that went through my mind, and before I talk about what went through my mind, I have to just quickly say a quick disclaimer. This shoe was indeed sent to me by Nike for the purpose of review. However, they have no editorial control over this video. They have no input on what I'm about to say, and they won't see this video until you guys see it here first. So I'm going to be sharing my honest thoughts and opinions with this shoe, because there's a lot of good about this shoe, but there's also a couple of points that I need to make you aware of that may or may not impact your decision on purchasing this shoe. Speaking of which, there is indeed a link in the description below. If you do wish to go and purchase it, it is an affiliate link. I do get a little bit of a kickback for every purchase. Just helps support the channel and helps fund future shoe reviews. So if you fancy grabbing a pair at the end of this video, feel free to use that link below. So with that out of the way, let's dive into my thoughts. So in terms of how I found this shoe, nostalgia was through the roof. Obviously, I put a lot of miles into my Pegasus Turbo 2 and love that shoe. Speaking to Tim Gross, who I believe is ordering a pair and going to be testing a pair himself, he's also UK size 13. He reminded me that the weight on our Turbo 2s was around 280 grams. So that's the first thing to highlight. And we're going to talk about that a little bit shortly. It's over a 50-gram increase in weight. So that, I think, changes the dynamic of the shoe completely. Nostalgia, absolutely through the roof. Comfort levels, through the roof. In terms of the lockdown and the feel, through the roof. There's very little I can say wrong about the shoe when it comes to all of that sort of thing. But I just have to say that I feel this shoe is being not mismarketed, but for me, after doing a session in it tonight, I feel like I would reach, and I feel like Nike have produced something a little bit better for the purpose of sessions like that, and that is in the form of the Streak Fly. This is light, this is nimble, this is what I would be inclined to pick up when I'm doing some intervals or tempo style runs. Something like this that's weighing in the region of what my daily trainer category shoes come in at is exactly kind of where I feel I would use this shoe. So I did a warm up and did a cool down, and I really felt like that was a shoe sweet spot. Those easy and moderate paces, I kind of felt like, wow, this is unreal. This is comfort levels, this is great. This is everything I want in a daily trainer. But I feel that that's it. I did struggle when I was using it for speed. I did feel like I was having to do a lot of the work in this shoe. I did feel the weight in the shoe, which is interesting because I've obviously tested heavier shoes, Zoom Fly 5 namely, nearly 400 grams in my UK size 13, but the plate in that shoe and the way that it rolls through, you just don't notice the weight, whereas this is, I think, because of the lesser stack height, and because of the weight of the Flyknit at the top, I feel it has definitely kind of gone down the road of more of a lifestyle kind of easy daily trainer type of shoe rather than a speed day shoe. Now for me, if I continue to use this shoe, which I will continue to use it, and I can guarantee you this thing's going to get to 100 miles because it is absolutely brilliant, it will be used not in speed sessions. So I just have to make that very clear, and I do feel bad for saying that, but I have to also be honest, and I have to give you the honest truth. And the honest truth is I feel it's a great shoe. There's a lot going on with this, it's positive, but I just don't think it's a speed day shoe. That's my honest thoughts. I came back smiling after using it and felt good, but I thought to myself, I'm going to save this for easy and moderate runs, and it will probably go straight to the top along with the Ride 15 for those easy and moderate days. I think it's going to share a lot of miles there and it will get a lot of use, but I just can't see myself using it for anything quicker than moderate pace. Even at marathon pace, I think this thing will, at the weight it's at, will kind of struggle to do anything magical or make me feel like I want to run in it more at those paces. I did struggle to hit pace tonight on my workouts. I did struggle with a few things. There's heat, there's humidity, there's the first double day back after a down week, so there's a lot going on there, but at the same time I just didn't feel like I was getting a lot of responsiveness back from the shoe. So definitely, in my opinion, this is a great shoe to pick up if you're looking for a daily trainer, and then you're looking at comparing it to something like the Pegasus, and then I would say 100% this is way better than the Pegasus. In my opinion, this is much more of a fun and enjoyable shoe, and much better to have in your rotation, and that's the type of thing that I would personally use it for. So if you're looking for a daily training, you're looking for a shoe that ticks those boxes, feel free to use that link below. If you're looking for a speed day shoe, I'd probably consider something like the Streak Fly instead. So those are my initial thoughts on the Pegasus Turbo Next Nature after the first run, first workout. This will get plenty more miles in it, and I'll be excited to share my thoughts with you as I put some more in it. But for now, this is how it stands after the first run, and I'd love to hear if you guys have picked up a pair yourself. Drop a comment below, let me know how you intend to use them, if you have used them yet, and what your initial thoughts on the shoe is. That's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then.